Now, welcome to the Chef's Meal. My name is Casey.
My name is Sean, and we are two chefs just talking about our lives, one finished plate at a time.
Now we talk about whatever and ever and everything else in between. Sean, round two.
Round two, fight.
We're talking about some food related stuff. Some catch up from the weeks prior about food. I do have a video coming for the rice method because I've actually gotten a couple of feedback, and I think I've said 2-to-1 ratio, but they didn't really understand what that means. So really quickly, 2-to-1 ratio means 2 cups of water to 1 cup of rice. However, when you want to do more cups of rice, so let's say you want to do 2 cups of rice, you are only putting 3 cups of water.
Okay, so it doesn't scale 1-to-1.
It doesn't scale 1-to-1. So that's what I want to correct. It scales 1 more cup per whatever cup it is that you're doing with rice. Okay, don't do the full scale of 2-to-1 because that will just turn to mush. Don't do it. So 4 cups of rice, 5 cups of water, etc. 3 cups of rice, 4 cups of water. Just know there's always 1 cup of water more to whatever rice that you're putting. Okay, that's important.
Okay.
Don't do the full. If it's 4 cups of water, you're going to do 8 cups of, or 4 cups of rice, 8 cups of water. Don't do that. That's what you call porridge. Do not.
That's something you have rice softies for breakfast.
The only one that corrects into is risotto. So that's the full 2-to-1 ratio, or sometimes even 3-to-1 ratio. It just depends on what kind of grain of rice that you're doing. But at the restaurant, we don't really look at that. We just kind of keep on throwing liquids in it until it's fully cooked. But that's a different story.
Yesterday.
Yeah, that's a different, segment altogether. But Sean, let's get into it. Nothing too crazy. I have a couple of things into the food related news. So I briefly showed this to you. Coca-Cola has a vanilla float flavor in Japan, and we really, really want to try it. I bring this up because Japan is weird. The Asian community, I don't know what the hell is happening.
I'm curious how that is distinct from vanilla Coke.
The vanilla one, right? Yeah.
Here already.
So let's check it out. As every Coca-Cola superfan knows, the company releases different and totally unique flavors around the world. Among others, there's a green tea Coke, raspberry Coke, and Coke Black. A Coke that's combined with coffee. So this particularly more in Japan. Recently, Coke released a flavor that is going to make you want to hop on a flight to the country ASAP. Now, Sean brings up a pretty cool little comparison because we do have vanilla Coke here in the States. Would this tie more into like the vanilla ice cream flavor ish?
I was wondering, is there more fat?
Maybe there's cream in it. I have no idea. But if you're looking at the syrup inside, though, it's nothing. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right, Coca-Cola company, we see you.
I think you can buy it at eBay for $14. So if you really want to try it, I mean, should I buy one just to try it?
I feel like you should just get some Breyers.
Shout out to Breyers.
I feel like if you're making your way through Asia or specifically in Japan, get one from a vending machine, but do not spend $14 for 16 ounces of Coke vanilla. I feel like there's a balance where you won't be satisfied. It's either going to be compromised by shipping or it's going to taste like vanilla Coke, and you're going to be very, very mad.
You bring up a good point. Breyers. Okay, Sean. Breyers, Turkey Hill, Friendlies, or Ben and Jerry's. If you were to consume one type or one brand of ice cream for the rest of your life, because those are the main hitters, pretty much. Those are the 4 big ones in your stores right now. Which one would you choose?
The answer is Bluebell.
Oh, you go with the Bluebell. Okay. Okay.
But if I'm choosing from those, I'm probably gonna go Breyers or Haagen-Dazs.
Haagen-Dazs too, yeah. Because
Haagen-Dazs if I'm feeling fancy. every time I see V eating from a Haagen-Dazs pint, because she's the ice cream eater in the house. I'm like, baby, we made it.
I always bring Ben and Jerry's.
We did it.
Mm-hmm. Where we have a big Ben and Jerry's catalog, only because Häagen-Dazs also they do the dairy-free stuff. I can't consume too much. I will start crapping in a matter of minutes. Okay, so it needs to be dairy-free. Kaylin can do it. It's not a big deal. But sometimes I still do the dairy stuff, but I need to be at the house or close to somewhere that has a restroom because it's just diarrhea.
Right through. Hey, man.
Is that TMI? It's okay, Sean.
Look, man, I get it.
TGI Fridays has a watermelon steak that is seasoned just like the real thing. Okay, I just want to say this real quick.
I love. Wait! You can't skip the caption underneath as it says, "Y'all gonna make me lose my mind." Shout out to DMX. Don't forget that.
Oh my god! There's this whole shenanigan that's happening with the vegans trying to make like real meat stuff happen in vegetable form or fruit form. I totally get it. But can we stop? Like, it's not going to taste like a damn steak. I promise you. Okay. You will always have the watermelon taste no matter what. You can get close to it. But can we just, I want to petition to stop it. What do you feel, Sean?
I think it's interesting that TGI Fridays is on this wave. That's what I'll say. Like, I assume if you're going to TGI Fridays and you are going for the watermelon steak, it's because everyone else in your party decided that was going to be the best place to get drinks.
$17 also for this menu item.
That is
for a piece of watermelon, Sean. A piece of watermelon.
See, that's
for
crazy.
I get it.
Also, you're at TGI Fridays and not getting like nachos or sliders or bottomless, boneless winglets or, like
no.
You're paying for, I don't know, kind of deviating from what they sell, but I guess it's cool.
It's a really popular item though to make into meat substance. Watermelon to kind of go ahead and inject a whole bunch into it, but like I said, for me, pass. How about that? I pass.
Yeah, you know what? We'll roll it out for a family picnic. Slice some watermelon, throw it on the grill. See how that goes over.
Coffee mate, if you are a coffee drinker like myself and Sean, because we drink coffee all the time.
All the time.
We do not actually.
I'm never not drinking coffee. I'm drinking it right now.
Yeah, I drink a lot of tea. Sean drinks a lot of tea. We don't drink coffee. There's a point in my life where I did drink a lot of coffee, but now it's I get too hyper. And some other things that I don't want to talk about. But Coffee Mate Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Funfetti coffee creamers are finally here. So they've turned the household giant.
Finally is the key word here.
Finally, yes, we can now get a coffee creamer that can taste like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which I'm down for. Funfetti, like the ice cream. But like, can't you just add cinnamon into
I think
creamer?
The wonderful people at Coffee Mate, I think they're tapping into something that is becoming readily more apparent to me, which is that, I don't know, our generation is kind of stuck in this pseudo adolescence. Like, it's like, it doesn't, like, because you're absolutely right? Like, you could have creamer and add cinnamon to it and probably get close to whatever that is. But I think the fact that they have to sell Coffee Mate with kids breakfast cereal on it just kind of talks about like who we are, millennials, just in general, right? Like they're just like, we have to sell them sugary snacks because that's the only thing that they trust. Because the other one is Funfetti. That one is even further away from what I would assume. Like, I don't think anyone. It's like walking the streets of Milan in search for like the perfect cappuccino, and they're just like,
it's funfetti flavored, by the way.
Can I have some funfetti? Like, sprinkle a little of that on my like, that's never happened. It's never happened. But the fact that they know that, like, they have to sell that to us and our generation, I think, is very indicative of where we are in terms of maturity. And look at that. It's a coffee cup with sprinkles next to it. Like,
but like, we always want.
What is the flavor of
Sean?
sprinkles? What's the flavor if sprinkles are just sugar?
I think it's more for aesthetic purposes. I don't think you're gonna put the actual.
But that's what. But I know. Look, I get it. But I'm just saying, like, realistically, right? It's just sugar. So it's just sugar. They can't even show, like, the fact that they can't even show you, like, I want to see bits of, like
actual cake in it.
Okay,
can you
maybe
imagine?
Not cake.
It's like
but
chunky.
Like show. Oh. All right, I got a question for you right now, because I was thinking about this the other day. We're gonna derail this funfetti talk. What is the worst word that you can think of? What's the worst adjective you could think of to describe a food?
Adjective?
Yeah, like, think of, like, the language of love. Like, you might use warm or velvety to describe, like, a texture or something. But what's the worst word? I think I came up with it.
Okay, it's to me, it irks me every time I hear it, unless you're describing cake. Moist.
Okay.
There's something to it where your lips hit and the tea kind of smacks it down. For me, it irks me. It's almost like somebody whispering into your ear, like, "Hey, this is so moist. How you like me now?"
I have one. I see. I was on the same wave. Look, this is why you're my brother, because I thought the same thing, but I thought the next level, and I'm just gonna say it to you. Damp. That might be the worst. The worst way to describe a food ever. Like, if I said to you, all right,
damp. This is damp.
Damp. Right. So, like, I was like, look, the best I got for you is a moist bowl of Cheerios. You would be like, okay. But if I offered you a damp bowl of Cheerios, and it's close, eat it.
Yeah.
Right. Because to me, damp is like, it was moist, but the visible moisture is gone.
Damp feels like it got jaundice along the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
disgusting.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Like, my daughter, she'll, like, eat her Puffs or her Cheerios, and every once in a while she'll half eat it, and she'll hand me one to share, and they're always
it's damp.
Yes.
Okay, I finally get it. I get it. I get it. It's like it's overtly moist to the point where it's just ugh.
Yeah, but at least the moisture you could identify. You could identify the moisture because you're just like, that was in milk, that was in water, it was in funfetti Coffee Mate. But if it was damp,
okay, heard damp.
So I'm sorry.
Now I can't.
It's over. and that was the Munchu Shoe news, guys.
You know, I'm just gonna play the other segment because now the dampness.
I'm sorry.
Is going into my brain, Sean.
It's never good.
Sean Stack Tuesday.
Oh my goodness.
Sean Stack Tuesday.
Now going into Sean's Tech Tuesday into the big. It's Tuesday. If you're listening to our prior episodes, just know that we are up a few episodes. So the food news will come out Thursdays. So this is a new thing. With Sean and I, we're doing 2 half-hour splits, just so you can get your fix with us twice a week. And we have a couple of new things in the works where Sean and I will play video games together, and then we'll see how that kind of correlates to our food. But really quickly, in the world of tech, we just kind of want to go over some of the CES things that happen here at 2020. Right. And a couple of things. Sean, let me bring it up into the main screen and let me play you some news here at the CS. Now, if you haven't already, CS is the biggest thing every year that happen in tech. Always happens in January, pretty much. That way, people can look forward to what is launching that year. Now, there's a couple of things that kind of just right out of the bat. Okay, there's this thing with Impossible meat. I'm all for it. Have you tasted the Dunkin' Donuts Impossible sausage?
I have not. I haven't tried any Impossible food. I was actually thinking about it on the way home. I was like, man, I should get an Impossible Whopper. So I pulled into the drive-thru and asked for one. The guy's like, we don't have one. So I was like, gotta go.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
It's like half tofu-ish. And like a whole bunch of stuff. But like the sausage, at least in Dunkin' Donuts, the one I've tried, it has a lot more... what the hell is that spice? The Italian spice that everybody kind of puts in. Fennel, thank you. A little bit more fennel tasting into it. And almost licoricey, almost as if they put like, not licorice. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank here. Sean, the fennel-y vegetable.
Yeah, that's it. Because I mean, I usually they do like fennel seed for sausage, but fennel itself.
The vegetable, the green looking bulb onion looking thing. I can't think of it right now. Oh my God. But anyway, wow.
Sure, it's not okay. Yeah,
is it fennel?
Yeah, fennel. Yeah, it looks like a bulb.
No. What is the spice that I'm talking? Am I drunk right now? Hold on.
This segment brought to you
I'm just making sure. Hold on. Let me I'm on the fucking thing right now. Let me look it up. Am I bugging out? Okay, it is fennel.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's fennel.
Okay, I just got to make sure that I'm still
having the early morning feels. Have a nice cup of coffee mate Funfetti.
Sponsor of the show, Funfetti. Hey, that's what's up. Impossible pork is now rolling out, Sean.
Yeah,
I feel really strongly about this as a pork lover.
Should. You know what?
Pork enthusiast.
Yeah, like pork is like the number one consumed protein on the planet. Like I didn't think about it. Like, and apparently that's due to like pork consumption throughout Asia.
But like,
so
but pork
makes
is
sense
so.
That, like,
porks are like bunnies.
Should be on it.
They really are. Porks and bunnies are the same. It should be in the same likeness. I don't know if you knew this, Sean. Pork is just as horny as a bunny is, and they like to do it a lot. Okay, and they
for everyone listening,
they make this noise
his
too.
Hands in a noise that might be construed as two animals getting it on. I don't know.
That's how it sounds like, Sean.
Funfetti, everybody. This episode is brought to you by Funfetti.
Two big 1-ton animals banging into each other. That's how it sounds like. So if this was an ASMR channel, you can hear it.
Wow.
Wow.
Safe search off.
Okay, you know what it is? Because I've been off for 3 weeks. I'm so rested. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. Not even funny. But anyway, Impossible Pork came out into the show floor at CS 2020 for some reason. It's a 1-year thing.
Because food is tech. Food is tech.
Food is tech. Okay. But however, I do want to get into a couple of things. Sony electric cars. Sean, I know we've spoken about this. How do you feel about big brands, but like game developers, tech brands, besides Elon Musk with a Tesla, actually launching vehicles?
I'm kind of for it because look, like, I mean, it's not incredibly apparent, but you know, technology companies shape the way that we drive cars right now. You know, there's a lot of like silicon on a chip implementations for driving assistance, parking aids, camera tech, braking technology, hybrid batteries. So that stuff is all there. And I think even though Sony kind of showed off this concept car, I don't think they actually have any plans to like build cars. But I think one thing that is probably going to come out of this is they can start to make standards based around car components. Yeah. You know, like one thing that's great about car technology now is like there are standards. Like if you wanted an aftermarket radio, there's two sizes. It's like a DIN 1 and a DIN 2. And it's pretty much been the same for like 30 years. So as these companies know that like computing and wireless technology is gonna pretty much power the way that we move around. I think it's good that you have like tech companies like Sony and Tesla and Apple and Google and Samsung, you know, kind of trying to lay out the standards that will be going forward.
Yeah. No, I'm all for it because, as I said, like, and you mentioned the tech that revolves into the car and how it can detect how to kind of drive. The better it is, the better, the more safe it is for the human that's driving the car. Sure. Like just in succession, my car doesn't have all the sensors that my brother. Right. So a little backstory: I have a Subaru.
Okay.
It's a it's a 2010 model. Okay. My brother has the 2017 Subaru. I think WRX his cars.
Vroom.
At one point, and I've driven his car. He was like, "Check this out." I was like, "What the hell am I checking out?" He let go of the gas pedal as we're kind of going towards the stoplight in front of a car, and I'm like, He's like, no, check it out. I have my foot onto the brake. It's soft brake form. Stop. Yeah. I was like, oh crap. What is it? He's like, yeah, man. That's like how the sensors work. And like the mirrors also will do the same exact thing. He tried to veer off a little bit.
Lane corrects.
Auto correct it.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
And that's like the level 1 autonomous stuff that's out there now. And this is like not on like your super duper fancy Tesla, right? That we think as like tech connected and forward thinking, but this is the stuff that like, you know, is going to be standard on cars of the future. Again, like, you know, we happen to be doing a little bit of car shopping ourselves right now, and one of the cars we looked at again had all that like sensory, you know, safety equipment. And again, this is what I was talking about, like what they're becoming standards. Like you want Sony and Samsung and companies of the like to be on the ground floor of these decisions. So they're not trying to keep up with automakers. They're kind of leading the force and saying, hey, we've got these integrated circuits. We've got these production fabrications. Like we can build the tech that you can rely on to make sure that like people are safe in these vehicles that you'll be driving or might be driving themselves. Yeah. And, you know, that they keep up with entertainment trends. Because I think for a lot of people, like, you know, their car is where they spend a lot of entertainment time. You don't think about it, but, you know.
Quite a bit, again, especially if you drive a lot. Like Sean does, he puts a lot of hours going to and fro.
Yeah.
It's like a quarter of your day is in your car, pretty much.
Easily. You know, I got like a 3-hour commute back and forth, or, you know, 1.5 hours each way. And yeah, I mean, when I'm looking at a car, and, you know, the cars we're looking at right now, it's like the integration of technology is like super duper important to me. And again, it's like, it might not even necessarily be for today, but for the years to come, and standards are key. Yeah. Standards are key.
So that is the Sony car. I think they call it the Vision S is the name of the car. I don't think it's on production yet, but they did roll this out. It's really cool.
So I think they borrowed the drivetrain from another company again, and it kind of looks like a few different cars to me. Yeah, kind of looks like a Ford Fusion, you know, with a Tesla front, Karma, Tesla front, Tesla back. But I mean, look, Sony is proven that they can kind of keep up with industrial design. And look, if that car was the 2024 Toyota Camry, would you blink at it? Like you
probably not. Might. Yeah, you'd probably be like, it's a Camry.
You would just go, okay, right. It, you know, from the like it looks like a car. Yeah, look, that panoramic sunroof is looking pretty dope. That shout out to that. But shout out to Sony. Can't wait to see that car in Gran Turismo 7, because you know it's going to be. That's going to be.
It's definitely going to be.
And that's, you know what's funny? I didn't really think about it, but wrap this around the video games. In Gran Turismo 5 and 6. Sony makes the game. They went out to all sorts of different manufacturers and told them to come up with like concept cars. So Nike had like a car, you know, and
shit.
they were all called the Vision series. So wow, all right, that kind of wraps it all back around.
Maybe ties into it, yeah.
Yeah.
But check this out. Look at the dash, Sean.
Dashboard. It's like a 30-to-1. It's like
it's
the
just
dashboard
screens.
is
It's literally just
like
screens,
OLEDs.
yeah.
Right. The only thing that's kind of scary to me, at least as of right now, is that the camera system for the mirrors, like the mirrors are 2 monitors.
I know. I don't like that.
So in theory, there might be a little bit of lag.
Might be. You'll never know though.
A little. I mean, I know it's not. This is not a production car, but I would personally prefer that my mirrors still just be mirrors and not cameras.
However, you see these ones in the side, Sean?
Yeah.
Like the ones on the side? That's actual view. Literally, if you're the car right here, on your left or your right, is straight view this way. That way you don't...
So for your blind spots?
For your blind... Literally for your blind spot alone. So that's what that cool. is. You obviously still have to use the mirrors, but it'll give you full 180 view on your surrounding, which is pretty dope.
That's one of the features that was on one of the cars we were looking at. Like it was like some global mounted camera system just for that.
Yep. Screens at the back of for the back, which is
right.
ridiculous.
But does it have car seat anchors, Sony? That's what I need. It's cool. You got 38 screens in there, but can I put a baby seat in there?
Yeah.
That's what I need to know.
No, I really do. Now, bringing it right into full circle, OnePlus really quickly paired up with McLaren to release their own little phone. I mention it because OnePlus is a really big Chinese company that's producing high-ass quality phones at such a discount that it's taking the nation by storm. It's finally integrated here in the US 2 years ago. And it's just, it's performing the hell out of everything. And I think it's going to make a run for Google and Apple's money really quickly soon.
Nice.
This will become an even bigger household name because they're just innovating like crazy. And it's under $500-600. Literally, that's the phone,
like, man. Where
everybody else is like $1,000, $1,200. Even like, I think the Samsung phone is like, what, $1,400?
Yeah.
Right? Or some shit like that. Yo, that's...
Something like that. It's kind of cool that, like, these Chinese tech companies, OnePlus, TCL, like, they're really making a push to kind of bring the cost of high-quality Android phones down. Again, hopefully that pulls the top end of the market down with it.
It really should, because I don't want to spend no fucking $1,800 for a phone.
Maybe they're trying to get ahead of these Trump tariffs. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is.
Who knows?
Now, bringing it into full circle, Sean, I do want to talk about a recipe really quickly here, specifically for Thursday. We call it should we call it Throwback Thursday just because we
Throwback Thursdays.
Or whatever Thursday you want to. Actually, you know what? Let's bring it up to chat. If you guys have a cool name for the Thursday series where we talk about recipes, let us know. Email us below.
Thursday recipes.
Sad Thursdays. But this is a recipe for our beloved mussels and garlic. Sean, you want to tell them briefly how this looks and how it kind of how it tastes, how it smells? Well, I wish I had a video. I don't think I do.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm gonna say unfortunately I can't eat this. But I can tell you how it's supposed to look and smell. Because it's mussels, I got that that shellfish allergy. But yes, when the recipe is done well, you should have a piping hot bowl or a pot of mussels steaming in white wine and garlic infused broth, with little flecks of red pepper to kind of tickle your senses, with every bite. A little parsley for a little effervescent, like fresh flavor. And then probably some crunchy bread, to kind of like dip in the broth.
I forgot about the bread now, innit?
To offset it.
Let's just put toast. So really quickly, as we kind of talk about it, let's go through some specifics. Sean, this is what we call mussels and garlic at the restaurant, right?
That's it, yeah.
And the kind of recipe, if you want to jot this down, I'll have it in the show description under the links. And it's really easy to do. it's time consuming if you're cleaning your own mussels because you have to rip off the little beard that we call it. But you can get them already clean, so you don't have to.
You should.
Yeah, you don't have to clean it yourself. But for assholes like me, I like to clean it because I like to see that it's actually still alive and all that. However, a pound and a half of mussels. I think that should cost you roughly $8 to $10, about that.
Yeah. I feel like last time I went to the market, it was about like
it's 10, about that, right?
10
garlic, people already have it in their pantry.
Hopefully, yeah.
Not too crazy.
Fresh garlic.
Shallots are fairly cheap. I think they're, $2 per like 5 pieces or something like that. So just have it in your pantry. It's good to have. It keeps well in the fridge. Not a big deal. Half a cup of white wine. Get something that you like to drink, but something that's not expensive enough so it doesn't hurt when you pour out half a cup of that wine into the pan when you deglaze. 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. We are extremely biased with the Cabo brand. They are so good. If I really wanted to have one sponsor, Cabo, please. I love you. If I could just explain how unctuous and how delicious this butter is. I think they really massage their cows as they're like milking it. You know what I'm saying?
Slowly feed them funfetti.
Like the Wagyu cows. It's like fat as hell, fluffing the hell. They're brushing it. And they're like, "You're so good. You're the best cow today." Yes, man, you are. I really love Cabo butter, man. I'm lactose intolerant. I'm like fucking talking about butter. 2 sprigs of parsley. When I say sprigs, just 2 little stalks of it. You don't have to get a whole bunch. You can. It's only $1. That's how much it is. I think the Cabo butter is what's gonna hold you back more. So if you buy like the whole pound, I think it's like $8 for that whole pound because it's that good. Trust me.
It's really good.
2 tablespoons of canola oil. We always cook with canola oil because we don't want to color the dish by using.
And also, like I was gonna say, don't use olive oil because it's like you got to get this pot kind of hot. Yeah, like olive oil will burn.
In a second.
Quick. Yeah.
And then your accoutrements, the salt, pepper, and red pepper flakes. People usually have that into their pantry. So if I were to explain this, Sean, and see if I can still do it properly, right?
I think you got it. I think
I got it. So let's blow it up into the main screen so you can see the actual recipe. And here's how I'm going to do it, right? I'm going to get my pan into the saute unit, turn it on, get that going.
Okay.
I'm going to get my 2 tablespoons of oil, put it into the pan, let that go. Now, behind me should be where everything is already prepped because we're in a restaurant.
Okay.
I'm talking about a restaurant. I'm going to get my plate from the top of the line, put it onto my work area. So everything is ready. Okay. I am then going to get ready. My pan, we should take about 40 seconds or so. I'm going to take it from behind me. I'm going to swing it in front of me. I am then going to add the shallots, the garlic, the salt, pepper, and the red pepper flakes. All in sequence. Okay. I am then going to turn around, put that back into the flame. While I'm still facing this way where my plate is, I am then going into the bins where we have all our prep stuff. I'm going to get a pound and a half of mussels and 2 tablespoons of butter, all in sequence. And I'm going to put that into the container. Now we have little containers that we have there at restaurants, so it's portion controlled, right? I'm going to put the mussels on there, the butter on top of it, completely fine. We're going to cook it. Don't get freaked out. As I turn around, the accoutrement should be already browning, and it's going to go quick. This is like a quick dish.
Yeah, you got less.
It's like quick. It's like you have to do this like this. Yeah. 10 seconds too long and it's burnt. So this is how you
start over. If you burnt your over. Seriously,
you're gonna start over.
Garlic or shallots, just start over. Clean your pot. Start over. Start over.
Now I'm gonna take the little container with the mussels and the butter. I'm gonna dump it all into the pan that's already blipping. I'm then gonna flip it, or should I say, move it around the pan by doing the saute motion. Just like this. How long? I can show you how to do it.
How long? All right. I'm going to ask you this. All right. So once you have your garlic, you have your shallots, your oil in the pan, right? Now you've incorporated your mussels. How long are you leaving your mussels in the pan with the butter before you have decided to flip it once?
So I'm going to leave it 20 seconds. Literally, it's...
Okay. All right.
It's It's like this. 20 seconds in, you're flipping it. Now, obviously, the whole point of the butter is to dissipate, but it can't dissipate because we haven't deglazed. So the last part, you're going to put your half a cup of white wine. You're going to get all the stuff on the bottom that's kind of browning already up into the surface. Mix that all together. And then take the butter that's usually sitting on top. Dip it into the white wine so it kind of dissipates. Now, the last key to this, you're going to turn your heat from high to medium high. You're going to take another pan, cap it. This is restaurant, right? We're not talking at the house. You're going to cap it with another pan. Let that, it literally cooks in 2 to 3 minutes. 2 minutes, check it. Take your pan back out. See if all the morsels have opened a little bit. If they haven't, keep on cooking it. Another minute. And it just has to be another minute. If it doesn't open, you throw that out. That's the important part. Means it died. But if all of them have opened or slightly opened, that's it. That is okay. It will fully cook by the time it goes to the table. Now, I'm going to shut off my pan.
Looking for?
There's a color. Yeah, there's a color to the mussels. Slightly brown. But what you're more looking into is the juice that he has rendered out. You want to make sure that it's not fully clear, but it's slightly creamy because of the butter and it's slightly reduced because of the cook time. So 2 to 3 minutes maximum. I'm then going to turn around with the pan. Hopefully there's nobody behind me. You stay behind, right? So you don't burn anybody like my burn on my arm. Is it still there? I think it's still there. I think you can't see it.
A little bit.
But it's there. You turn around. You put all of that into the plate that's already prepared for you. From the middle, I wish I could show you. You tip the middle of the pan into the middle of the plate, and you just let all of it go down. You build the height, so it gives a little dramatic effect. And then you're gonna take your parsley, and you're gonna garnish on top, and a little crostini on top of it into the window, and then you yell for runners as you hit the little ringer bell. You have a bell at your restaurant?
No, we don't need it. We don't got a bell.
Why not?
Because we don't need it.
Why are you giving me that face? I'm going to buy you a fucking bell.
We don't need it. We don't need it. We have a different system. So no tickets. We have like that screen. So like if everyone is working in concert, they'll see that the ticket is all green and then it needs to go.
So what Sean's saying, he has KDS screens at his restaurant because he's fancy. Unlike my prior restaurant, which had tickets, and we had to yell for runners as we slide over the ticket.
Yeah, every once in a while I have to call for runners or get some of the servers to just run their stuff because it's so busy that like literally they'll be like, well, we've never seen the runners, and I'm like, all they're doing is making laps. I'm watching them take the food out. But
yeah, that is true. Yeah,
but it's a little different. It's because and the distance that the servers have to go or the runners have to go is slightly lower because the restaurant is my restaurant is slower. Well, not slower, but it's smaller
in footprint.
Yeah, in footprint. So like they're going, to go from one side of the restaurant to the other is a shorter trip.
The previous restaurant where we both worked, it's a bigger facility. But hopefully that makes sense on how to cook mussels and garlic. I do have a video. I just need to find it. That way we can see how it's done, because I'm pretty sure you guys will have questions. But this is a good thing. I want you to try it out. If you have any questions, again, like I said, message Sean on Twitter. Hit me up. Right there. Hit me up. If you want to see the actual footage, I'm going to link it on the Chef Salty Pork podcast on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to us. But more importantly, AskChefSalty@gmail.com. Now, like I mentioned before, I will have on the show notes the actual recipe underneath so you can follow along on how I explained it. It's a little quick. I explained that quickly. A little, what's the word? How do you say speedily? What's another adjective, Sean? What's a synonym?
Speedily. I don't know. It was a brief description, I guess.
Brief.
Use that. Yeah.
You're an asshole for going that quick. What's another one?
Yeah. I think with everything, sometimes, if you're doing something so many times, you can kind of look past some of the more novice questions. And again, it's not for not knowing. It's just you're already doing it intuitively. Yep. So yeah, if you have any questions or something that needs some more explanation, just hit us up.
Yep, hit us up. It's a
how
dish.
How many times do you think you've made that?
Yeah, that is true.
Like seriously,
made it thousands.
Like 5,000 times, 10,000 times.
Yeah,
easily. Right.
And then we're trying to explain to somebody who's maybe done it 1 or 2 times.
Right.
So it's
I would have even forgot to tell them to change the temperature of the heat because it's just something I innately do.
Mm-hmm. It's innate. It's muscle memory to us, but to everybody else is slightly different. And the way we function in restaurants, just briefly as we're kind of going about it, everything is prepped in front of us. That's what we call mise en place. That's why we can pump this out in 2 to 3 minutes. Right. At home, this is probably a 15 to 25 minute project to complete because there's a lot of things that you have to prep beforehand and then you cook it. But at the restaurant, since everything is already done beforehand, we just put the things together, cook it to its completion, and sell it into the window. So like I said, make sure you subscribe to us, Red Chef Salty Pork Podcast, on YouTube so you can find the video format first. Otherwise, you have to wait for the audio stuff. So let me bring it into the main screen really quickly. Right here on patreon.com, all the good stuff, all the extra bits you can see, all the prior episodes and all that. Actually, I do have a photo, or rather the video of the mussels on here. I'm pretty sure I do. On Chef Salty Pork Podcast, you can listen to us everywhere, on Apple, on Spotify, everywhere your media is. We are there. You can find all the good stuff. However, Launchpad DM comes out first, so that comes out today, on Tuesdays pretty much. Everywhere else on Wednesday. Video format also on the same time, all together. However, that's all we got today. That's what we got. I said, nothing too crazy. Let us know what recipes you kind of want us to tackle.
Right. Yeah. Tell us how else you would prepare your mussels. I'm curious.
Mm-hmm. There's another popular one where you do pasta with mussels. Like the Italians do. But that's another thing altogether. Just a quick shout out. If you haven't already, a cool channel on YouTube is Binging with Babish. He's not a chef, but he knows how to do the things. And he does a pretty good explanation on how to do some of the recipes. So I think at one point, Sean, I'm going to shoot an episode like that. Where I'll take this into the kitchen and then you tell me how to cook it live.
Oh no.
And I'm just like, Sean, you have to tell me what to do like right now. I think that'd be kitchen nightmares. Is that what it is? Did you say?
Oh my God. Yeah. I was going to say my kitchen management skills on display. Oh boy.
And then I'll make sure I have 2 pieces of bread so I can put it next to my ears. So nice. you can say,
and make an idiot sandwich.
What are you? An idiot sandwich? I know. Shout out to Ramsey. I love you.
Shout out to Ramsey, man.
Okay. That's all we got.
That's what we got.
Tune us in every Tuesday and Thursday. Come into 2020 strong. Other than that,
peace out, internet.